book review, and that book review is going to be on Panic by Lauren Oliver. So if you guys are unfamiliar with Lauren Oliver, she also wrote the Delirium trilogy, which is one of my favorite trilogies. That is all about how in this dystopian land, love is seen as a disease, and around a certain age you get like an injection to cure you from it, and it's about a girl obviously that falls in love. So I love that series. It's great. I wasn't a huge fan of the last book, but I still love the series overall. And she also wrote this one, Panic, which is a standalone, which I'm so thankful to have read, because sometimes I think why it gets really wrapped up in the whole series and trilogies things, and it's hard, okay? It's hard to keep up with that. So I'm glad this is a standalone, like one and done. We're good, story's finished, la la la. So if you guys are unfamiliar with this book is about, it takes place from the point of view of two people. Our main character's name is Heather, which is my name, and our other main character's name is Dodge. And there is this game in their small hometown of Carp, and which is a weird name, which is called Panic. And Panic is only a game that high school seniors can play after they graduate. Like, it takes place during the whole summer, like, you know, right before they go to college or something like that. And Panic is a huge game, and you have a pool of money that can get up to like $65,000. That's right, I said $65,000. And how they collect this money is every day, every single person in each individual grade has to give $1 to the Panic Fund, or they will find you and beat it out of you. So everyone gives this pool, and by the end of the year they count it all up, and voila. And whoever, you know, wins this gets all the money. Now, you're like, oh man, that's awesome, let's do this. No, Panic is a scary game. I would never participate in it. It's crazy, the stuff they have to do, like, it's crazy. I will say I did like this book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 if I could give it a rating, and yeah, I did enjoy this book. So that's all for the non-spoiler section. So if you haven't read this book, do not watch any further, but if you have, let's talk about it. At the beginning of the book, we meet Heather, which I was like, oh cool, Heather. And then we meet that she has an ex-boyfriend named Matt, and I'm like, oh, because my husband's name is Matt, and I'm just like, this is weird. Heather saw Matt and she couldn't believe her eyes, and I'm like, my life? I don't know. It was just odd. So we meet Heather, and she just recently found out that her boyfriend was cheating on her, stupid Matt, and she decides, and she finds this out during the first night of the initiation of Panic, which is easy. The first stage, you have to jump off this huge cliff into the water and swim. I would do that one, honestly. And that's just how you're going to announce yourself that you're going to be in panic. Now, Heather had no intention of being in panic. Her friend Nat, her best friend Nat, wanted to be a part of it because she wanted to win the money and she was going to support her. But then Heather made the last minute decision to join as well, which Nat gets kind of bitter about, which I hated Nat. Oh my gosh, I did not like her at all. So Heather joins because she just is she's sick of her life. She's sick of everything going wrong, and she decides, you know, I'm going to change that. And so she joins. And then we have a character named Dodge, and Dodge has a really rough life. I really feel for Dodge. He's got a lot going on. And he joins Panic strictly out of revenge. He wants some revenge, okay? So we have these two different characters, and they do the first challenge, and they don't really talk until the second challenge comes. And the second challenge is like, I think like water towers, and they have this really thin, like, not piece of rope, like a plank of wood, and they have to walk across it and stuff like that, which is still, I could do that one, I think, but I would just be scared of heights. And you do that one, and you're timed and stuff like that, I believe. And after that happens, the cops come, and everyone gets split up, and Dodge somehow ends up with Heather and Nat. Dodge has had a crush on Nat for as long as he can remember, and I think Nat knows it at this point. She's like, oh, let me play into this, because this could really help me out. So, you know, since Sparks fly with them and all that kind of stuff, Nat decided to team up, and if either of them wins, they're going to split the money 50-50. But then Nat goes behind Heather's back and talks to Dodge and said, hey, if you or either I win, let's split the money. So I was like, you little jerk. You know he likes you, and you know he's going to do what you want because he likes you, because a woman's got that power over a man. So, just Nat. I felt for her for some scenes, but I just overall thought she was very wishy-washy, and she played people, and I don't enjoy people that do that at all. Like, not okay. So everyone's under the perception that they're all, you know, 50-50, but really it's like, not like that at all. So they all become like a team, I guess. And then I think the third challenge is the one where they have to break into this crazy guy's house and then steal some stuff and all this other stuff. And yeah, that one was kind of crazy. I don't know if I would do that one because the dude was crazy and had a gun and just be like, he would kill you. That wasn't that bad. Oh, I forgot to mention Bishop. Bishop is the other friend, and you can clearly tell that Bishop loves Heather. Like, you can tell that sparks going on between them, and I was waiting all along for them to, you know, wake up. And then the fourth challenge, is that the fourth challenge? The fourth challenge happens, and if I'm going out of order, I apologize, it's been a while. On the fourth challenge, that would be the one where I would never, ever, ever do. And it is taking place, like, I want to say, you know, you have a street, and then you have your medium right here, which is like a patch of grass, and you have to, and I think this is like a 3-lane street, so it's almost like an interstate. So, and they have to walk across it blindfolded, and they're timed. So yeah, they do that. What? Like that? Right now, people get hit riding bikes along the street. What makes you think that somebody's not going to hit you when you're walking out blindfolded? Like, I just cannot fathom that they did that. Like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, no. And Heather and Dodge both did it. Even, I think Natalie did it. She's such a chicken. She didn't really participate in any of the challenges. She, first one, I think she did do that one, water, whatever. Second one, the cops came, so she didn't have to do it. Third one, was it this one? That was a third one. She's like, I can't move. So she didn't do that one. Fourth one, I think she did. But they did it, and I was like, that is beyond crazy. Am I forgetting one? Oh, I remember there was one challenge where they had to stay in a haunted house over the night, and then it caught fire because somebody caught fire on it, and they had to, whatever. That was crazy. I would have been like, no. So these challenges, as you can tell, are borderline insane. Like, they really push you to your limits, and it's just crazy. And I think the past winners have even, like, regretted they've won all this money because the physical and emotional toll that this game has taken upon them. No, I don't know how you say it. And it's just insane. And Heather really has a sucky life. Her mom is like a drug alcoholic, and she's a little sister. And actually, Heather gets this job, and she's like an animal caretaker for this old lady on a farm, and she has tigers and all this stuff. And she's really, really awesome. She's a great person. Eventually, they start living with her, and she takes care of them, and I'm really happy about that because she was such a good role model. And and Heather found her calling. She wanted to be a veterinarian, and that's similar to me. Like, I think I could be a veterinarian because I love animals so much. So I love reading that. Now, Dodge has also a kind of crappy life where his mom's okay. She kind of bounces around boyfriends, but his sister was in a car accident, and I think one of his, I'm kind of foggy on this, one of his friends or somebody he went to school with caused this car accident, and his sister can't move her legs anymore. So she's like she's paralyzed from the waist down, and it's just tragic. It's tragic. But there's one scene where she could wiggle her toes, and Dodge is kind of like, I thought you guys called me because you guys something was wrong. Like, don't ever do that again. I'm like, it's good news, dude. Shut up. Calm down. It's great. It's going good. So something's obviously happening. So Dodge is kind of going into panic for revenge for this happening. And, you know, he wants to move. Both of these characters, Heather and Dodge, want the money, and they want to get the heck out of this town because this town is freaking awful. So, yeah. So back to the challenges. I think the haunted house is the last group one. I believe so. And so then we go to individual challenges. Each one has an individual challenge catered to by the judges. Now, Dodge somehow finds out that Bishop is a judge, and that shocked me. I didn't see that coming. He was kind of like mystery kind of guy, like going on with stuff like that, giving them hints, but I didn't see him being a judge. I thought it was a phenomenal plot twist. I thought that was great. He was doing it for the money, and he was going to give Heather the money because she knew she really needed it. Be still my heart. And I really love that. And so, you know, Dodge encounters Bishop, and he's like, you know, I'm not doing my challenge. You're going to tell the judges I'm not doing it. It has something to do with spiders, and that's like Dodge's biggest fear. So Bishop's like, okay. So then it comes out to do Heather's challenge, and she is in a room with all of the, I think, judges. I'm not sure. I'm still foggy, like I said. I don't have a good memory. And there's a gun in the middle of the table, and it's the gun that she stole from that crazy dude's house like 3 challenges back, and she's going to play Russian roulette. And the reason for that is because her dad killed himself. So this is the one challenge I was really upset on. Like, I was like, I cannot believe these people are making them do that. Like, that's insane. Like, I can't fathom kids, even 20-year-olds that I think they're involved in this, would make a person do that for money. Like, it's just that I was like, whoa, not okay, not okay, not okay, not okay. And she does it anyway. Before she gets to do it though, luckily Dodge breaks in because Bishop had told him about this, and he is trying to act like he doesn't know anything about it and takes the gun. He's like, I'm just making sure this is all fair. He was, checking for bullets in the gun, and he took it out. So luckily when Heather, put that on there, and then there was nothing. There should have been a bullet there. And so I was just like, what? Now, I don't know if the bullet was in that exact chamber of when she would have pressed the trigger. If so, there's some messed up kids. If not, there's still some messed up kids. Either way, they messed up. And I was just mind blown by that. Like, I was like, I literally cannot believe these people did that. Like, what the crap? It leaves Nat for her individual challenge. And I knew something with the tigers was coming up because of Anne and tigers and somebody owning tigers. What? Why do you own tigers? So Nat's challenge, which isn't as bad. Like, I would do it for maybe like 2 fractions of a second. But she has to be in this cage, which the tigers can be like freaking yards crap away from her, and she has to be in the cage for I think like 10 seconds. And so she does it for like I think like 9 seconds, and she jumps out because they were getting like really close to her. The tigers escape the next day, and everyone's like, ah. And so then it leads to the next challenge, and the next challenge is going to be like a I forget, chicken, like with cards. It's like bam, like, one of you guys doesn't swerve first, all that kind of crazy stuff. So Dodge is going to be facing his nemesis, the one that got, I think it's the brother, or it could be the guy that got his sister in that car wreck. Forgive me, I'm foggy. But he decides to rig Bishop's car that he's gonna be driving up to like be like a bomb. So when it hits something, explosion everywhere. So he's going to decide to trade cars with this guy at the very last minute because he's like, you could have souped up your car. I don't know that. You could have done all this crazy stuff. So, and the guy would have been like, okay, fair is fair. Let's switch. And, he would have made that guy die. So luckily, the redeeming factor of Natalie is that she found this out and she kidnapped Dodge. And she's like, you're not going to do this. This is horrible. And who does that leave in the car? It leaves Heather to drive that blown up car. So she's playing it. The last few chapters of the book go in like a haze, and it's like crash, blah, 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 and Heather escapes and stuff like that. And then she sees the tiger on the middle of the road, and that caused a wreck. And what does she do? She goes up and she puts a hand on that tiger's head. What a freaking bad day. Like, yeah, I'm Heather, and I know what I'm doing, and I just won this. Boom! I was rooting for her all along, honestly. I was like, Heather, we can do this. Heather's the best. Let's do it. And I loved that part of it. And then the last chapter, we see that, Bishop and Heather are kind of together, and everything's all happy, and they all split the money, and Heather's going to veterinarian school. Dodge's, I forget what he did with his money. Nat went out to get like some acting classes, whoop-de-doo. But overall, I did like this book. It had me guessing and twisting and turning, and I really enjoyed it. So I just told you all the book. So anyway, like I said, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I enjoyed it, and I loved Lauren Oliver's writing. I've always loved her writing, so yay. If you guys have read this book, let's talk about it and stuff like that. And I will see you guys later. Bye.